Fifine sent me out two of their headsets to review, one being the H3, which has RGB lights on the side of them, and the other one being the H9. I call this the big brother to the H3. This has 7.1 surround sound. These things are compatible with so many different things. They sound great, and there's so many features with them, as well as a couple of upgrades I think they can make in the future. Let me tell you about them right now. Hey guys, so let's start out. We're gonna do an overhead view so you can get a side-by-side comparison of both of these headsets, and we're gonna start out with compatibility. Well, compatibility on both of these, pretty much anything you can hook them up to. Technically speaking, they will work on everything because, well, the H3 actually has a 3.5 millimeter jack that it comes with right here. And you can plug that in anywhere. Anywhere you plug that into, you'll be able to do it. And even if you want to use it on the PC itself and you want to use like on an older style PC or something like that that has the mic port and the headphone port, they give you that cable with this. And of course, the RGB cable, that's all that USB port is for the RGBs on the side. And as well as over here, you have the same thing. You have the 3.5 millimeter port, and then you also have the USB port. For this, you plug this into like so, and then you would just plug the USB type A into the PC or something like that to be able to utilize the 7.1 surround sound on here itself. All right, let's talk about the build on both of these headsets for a second. Well, the build, they're pretty good actually, to tell you the truth. The H3 themselves, it has that band that goes in here, and this is actually kind of like I don't know if it's an aluminum or a steel or what it is. It definitely feels durable, and it has like it's sliding in place. It's not like a loose band where it's just a little bit of tension there. It's got actually click in place tensioner there, as well as the H9 as well. Now, as you can tell, the H9 and the H3 does look just very, very, very slightly thicker, but they both have that clickiness where you kind of can put it into a slot to kind of get a head, kind of like a lock mechanism, if you were to say. But in any case, they both are there. Now, going on to the outside of them themselves, they both do have like that leather pleather look to them. It's definitely not real leather, of course, with the price. But the H9 is going to have the Fifine. They're going to put their logo on the top of it, where the H3 doesn't have that. They both do have the threads that run around the side, both of them to the side right here. It looks pretty good in my personal opinion. And then you have the cushion that's underneath both of them themselves as well. As you can see here, just some nice just padding there for that top dome, where you don't have to worry about getting that Nick Merckx or Tim the Tap Man dip in the head. Now, moving along to the earmuffs themselves, the H3 and the H9, they look pretty much similar in size, and they are a little bit different, as you can see with the hole and stuff on them. The H9 has a little bit bigger holes on them, and the H3, they're just a little bit smaller. They both fit on the head pretty good. They're I don't feel like there's any issues there. What I will say is the H9, they fit a little looser, as in squeezeness. They don't squeeze my head as much as the H3 does. Sorry for tapping the mic, but the H3, they do kind of fit a little bit tighter around the head. Now, that can be a good thing for some people. They might like it that way, or, depending on what your needs and stuff are. But I do feel like padding around here, though, on both of these headsets themselves, I will say that you will kind of, after a longer gamer session or something like that, you're going to get a sweatier earlobe and stuff because there's just no air to be able to get in there. So personally, I would have liked to see something like this being used instead. That way you just have a little bit of a breathable while you play the game and stuff. It's a little cooler and stuff. Now, it's not a deal breaker, but I'm just throwing it in here because, well, I'm talking about builds and just something that they could upgrade later on maybe and have a even better headset for the price. But in any case, both of the headsets are pretty comfortable, if I may say so myself. I don't really have an issue with either of them comfort-wise. Like I said, H9's a little bit looser than the H3. It's a little bit tighter, and they both have the same foam-like materials, this padding for your ears or around your head. Now, the drivers on both of these headsets are 50mm drivers, which I'm starting to think is more typical nowadays. I think earlier in my gaming career and stuff, it was like 40 or 45mm drivers. Now they're 50, so these are upgraded. They're good. They sound great as well. Speaking of drivers and everything, let's go ahead and talk about the sound quality of both of these headsets. So the H9 over just right off rip, it's going to win because of overall sound, because, well, it has the 7.1 surround sound that you can utilize on PC and stuff like that. And all you would have to do is press it, the light will come on, and you will hear the difference in your ears when you turn it on and stuff. Now, just since we're talking about it and stuff, this switch right here, this controls your mic, your headset itself, and then you have your mute right here where you can flip on and off. So when it comes to overall sound, the H9 are going to probably get it on the highs and stuff. But I will say the H3 themselves had more of a bass to them overall, playing different songs and different things and stuff. I definitely noticed a more of an increase of bass, and particularly the H3s over the H9s. So if you're more like, you like that kind of things, more bassy sounding things, the H3 are going to be the headset you might want to go with over the H9 just because of that. But the H9, again, they don't sound bad. They sound great. And again, it's 7.1 surround sound, and I definitely hear the difference when I turn it on, so they're definitely great in that area as well. Now, both of the headsets themselves do have mics you can take out. They both work really well. They have flexible bends in them and stuff, but I just want to throw that out there. You don't always have to have these mics in there. You could take them out and put them in when you want to talk to your teammates, unless you just don't want to talk to somebody because you're raging playing Call of Duty.
They hit us hard.
Close one.
Let's talk about mic quality for a second. I actually did a mic test with both of these headsets on, so let's go to that right now. All right, so this is the test of the H3, as you can tell here. Now, I will say you need to have the mic closer to your mouth, because if you move it too far away, like if you have it far away, it's going to sound kind of like you're in a hall or something like that. I only know that because I went to edit the video and heard that. And then, well, I'm re-editing or retesting this part because I didn't think it was fair for me to test it like that. But I do want to say you do need to make sure the mic is close to your face, to your mouth. That way you're picking it up and you don't sound like you're in a hall or it's echoey or anything like that. But with that being said, Peter Pan pecked a pickle. Peter Pan pecked a pickle, and Sally sells seashells down by the seashore. Did you know that? I didn't. Now you do. Now I do. That's the mic test. Let's check out the H9. Now, so this is what the H9 sounds like. This is not the RGB ones, but this is the one with the 7.1 surround sound, of course. So this is what it sounds like. It sounds like I can move the microwave. It looks like it does. It is a little bit hotter, so I can actually move the microwave at a pretty good distance, it looks like, and still be heard pretty well, it sounds like. Well, I can't hear it. I don't have mic monitoring on, but I'll be able to hear it. I can see it on the screen itself. But for testing purposes, Peter Pan pecked a pickle. Peter Pan pecked a pickle, and Sally sells seashells down by the seashore. Remember, guys, with this headset, you do have a 7.1 surround sound and all that good stuff that comes along with it. That's why I call it the big brother to the H3. Let's get back to the video. So my final thoughts on both of the headsets are this. I think for the price, you're getting pretty good freaking headsets. One has RGB lights, one doesn't. One has 7.1 surround sound, one doesn't. One's a little bit more comfortable than the other one. One has a little bit more bass than the other one. There are differences between both these headsets, enough to where you can make a good decision based on what you want in a headset. And I think Fifine might have been going for this when they did that. So the only question I have for you guys is, which headset are you gonna buy? Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.